Hi guys. Yeah, this actually came along because I think it was Laura from Oregon. She asked me to do like a rotating Zoom background, and then she's like, "Can you teach me how to do that?" And I was like, "I know I've been asked this question before." So I went to Kelly and I was like, "Let's just do like a little Canva thing, um, just so we can have it recorded and have it all done." And before we begin, a lot of this stuff I learned by just messing up or playing around in the system. And also like TikTok, Instagram, and Pinterest have a lot of really cool references. And before I open up my Canva account, just a disclaimer, this is my personal Canva account. I had been using the free account for about 2 years, but I did just recently, a month ago, purchase the pro account. This is my personal company account, so I do the chapter things on there, but when you see other logos and stuff, like that's why. So nobody's getting gypped. Like this is my personal account. So let's get into this really quickly. So this is Canva. When you go into Canva, this is basically the home screen. I do think it makes you make an account in order to use it, but a lot of the things are free. Like all the elements we're going to go through are free elements and designs. So if you're ever looking for a design, Canva has recommended options. You can search for it by whatever you're looking for, like an email header or a Facebook event header, or social media graphics that are sized for you. I think that Christine is going to come on later from OC. She uses it in a unique way for her sponsor logos. But if she doesn't come on, I'll share that. But I was like, yeah, you need to come on and tell me how you do that.
And Rachel, when you're really quick, so since you're talking about that, can you show like in the search Canva, just like type in like Zoom, for example?
Yeah. So if I type in email, it'll give me an email header and it'll have the size right there too, that it is. It's 600 by 200 pixels. So it shows you what the size is that's recommended. So like if you go, if you ever go to like a Facebook event cover and it's all cut off, that's because it's not these specific pixels. It has to be this specific width and height in order to fit with and resize with the way Facebook has set up their back end. So if you're ever looking for something, I would start by like saying, okay, Facebook event cover, and then they give you all these options, which is fantastic. But if you just want to start from scratch, I would just go into create blank and then go from there. But so for the chapters, here is what I recommend. Here's how I recommend you start. Go to this left-hand side and click Brand Kit. Now, when you go into Brand Kit, you can upload your chapter logo or whatever logos you're using. And from there, you can extract a color palette that Canva will keep for you that matches your chapter logo. So I went over here to North and I was like, extract color palette. And it gives you what it thinks the color palette should be, but you can go into these and adjust them if you need to. And then you click keep. And then you can rename the color palette whatever you want to name it, and it'll store that in your system for you. So this is the first thing I recommend that you do before you start playing around. Also, if you have fonts that are specific to a certain committee or certain events, you can upload your fonts and it'll save those for you. I don't have them uploaded because I play around, but we'll get into the fonts later. But that's where I recommend that you start, is extracting your color palette so you can constantly have it show up, and I'll show you where it shows up in my different designs. So I'm going back to the main thing, and we're going to start with where this all started, which is a rotating Zoom sponsor background. And actually, I am going to put mine on so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. Where's CNC? Here. So if you look at my background, you'll notice in a couple of seconds that this logo changes. So this is something you can do in Canva, super simple. So basically, I just go up to, you just search for Zoom background and start there. So just Zoom virtual background, but we're not going to start there because it takes too long. So, so what you do is like, here is your Zoom background. Right? Like you created your Zoom background, you put your chapter logo in there, you put the title. I do this for my president too. So I make sure that this is editable so I can go in and put president on all the different slides. And so when I download it, he can have the rotating background, but with his president thing, and mine has ED, so people know who he is. It's just another way to give people some credit for volunteering. But basically what I would do is I start here, I put my first sponsor in, and then I just copy it. So I go up here and I just click duplicate page, and then I delete that person. I put in my other logo, which you can upload all of your media to right here. And I put in my other logo, and then I just duplicate the page again. And once you have all of your sponsors in there, yeah, I don't think I've lost anyone. I know I'm going really quickly, but I got like a lot of things. But once you have all of your sponsors in there, go up to download. And instead of downloading as a PNG, download as an MP4 video. And you collect all the slides. So what it's going to do is it's going to collect all these slides, and it's going to download as a video, and then you just upload that to Zoom, and it'll just automatically do this for you, which is fantastic. So you can use this for anything. There's a lot of applications for this. You could change the background on a couple of the slides. Like if you have more higher valued sponsors, like you could change this background for the higher valued sponsors. So when it switches over to them, like your whole background changes, is a good way of utilizing this. But we do this for all of our events to give our sponsors some more recognition, and they really like it, because if people are taking screenshots, or you know, sometimes I can get the speakers to do it. But, you know, if people are taking screenshots, if the chapter takes screenshots, we usually will also take this background and put all their logos on it and make sure that that's included when we do our social post for the event.
And we've used this before, like with the CEO MC retreat, and also the law seminar. We used these, and we gave it to our committee members too, and all of the board members that attended. So again, I think it gives a lot of recognition to those sponsors too.
Yes, it definitely does. So Kathy, so when I download this, so preparing your design, usually don't click off of this, just let it do its thing. Because I clicked off of it before because I'm like, okay, it's going to keep downloading. It doesn't. So once I get this downloaded, I'll show you what it looks like. I mean, it basically looks like what I'm doing right here, but we can just see what this one turns out like. This is kind of a hefty one. This was for Oregon's Law Day, so there's a lot of sponsors on here. So let's see if it'll let me just stop share. It's my video. Rude. Is this it? No. Hold, please. My videos always do this. I don't know why. Oh, I'm going to open it up in the other system. Open with photos. Okay, I think I can make that work. Okay, do you see it? Yeah? Okay, sorry. Okay, so it's going, it's going. You can see there's no sponsor there, so it's gone. Okay, and then it switches. So this is just what it does.
Hold on, I don't think we're seeing it. It says,
oh, you're not.
It says you've shared your screen or has started sharing, but we don't see the actual video.
Gosh dang it. Okay. Now?
There we go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna hit play. So basically, and you can adjust the timings on these, and I'll show you how to do that. I mean, like if you want them faster, I think that this is kind of a good speed, but if you have a really small script, you might want them faster. This one didn't put a sponsor logo in there, but then when it switches, you'll see it. So this is just happening behind you. But you can also use this for your social graphics, and we'll get into that in a second too. So, but this is the default speed is this. So you won't have to touch speed if you don't want to. So, great question, Kathy. There it is. Okay, so that's rotating Zoom backgrounds. That's kind of how that works. Now, there is a way to adjust the speed. Do you remember how to do that, Kelly? I wasn't going to go into that on here, and now I can't remember where it is.
Is it in the like when you download it?
No. Okay, we'll have to go into it somewhere else. But also you can change the way that these pop up. So let's pick a non-pro version. So you could do it that way. And you could apply it to all pages. And then when you download it, when it plays, it's going to do that little flashy thing too. So that's another way of like doing it. I don't do that because I feel like my people would get really distracted really easily. So.
And Rachel, it's actually, it was just up on the page. I just saw where the time was.
Right here.
Yeah. Or I was going to say, if you go back actually, right next to where it says rise, right underneath the blue toolbar, there's a 0.5 seconds. And so then you can change the timing.
Okay, so this is how you can make it go faster. So like if you just want each side to be 2 seconds, that's how you do that. Thank you. I was like, where is it? And then if you do click this play button up here, I guess I didn't have to download it to show you. I forget sometimes all these features. If you just click the play button, it'll automatically show you what it looks like and it'll just go through. I actually think that looks kind of cool, but I feel like my people will get distracted. So it really depends on your audience and what you're doing. Let's keep going so that was how all this started. So that's how you do rotating sponsor zoom backgrounds. Super applicable. When you're editing, if you try to click away and it hasn't saved, it'll tell you. So if you go to click away, that means that it's saved and it'll be here. It might not show here right away. You just have to refresh your screen and then whatever you were recently doing will show up in under your designs. So you don't have to worry about that. And then, yeah.
So this is in Canva and you're talking about having it be your Zoom background.
Yeah.
How do you get it from Canva to Zoom, or am I jumping a gun?
No, you're fine. So basically what you do is you download it like we did as an MP4. And then you go into Zoom to your virtual backgrounds, and Zoom gives you the option to upload an image or upload a video for the virtual background. And so you select video, and then when you click on it, it'll just automatically play the video over and over again. It doesn't stop. Zoom doesn't make it stop. It just keeps going, which is fantastic because you could really do a lot with that video if you needed to.
And speaking of the Zoom virtual backgrounds, before we move to the next one, even if you want like a stagnant one, you can still design that. So it has the Zoom dimensions in here, and it has basic photos that even the free version you can use. So you'll see a lot of like office space photos or something, and you can do that search right in there of, office space background, and it will give you different options, and it will tell you if it's free or if it's part of the paid version of that. So
it's super easy, Tim. I know how to do this, and I don't know how to do anything. I learned how to do this. It's super easy. This part of it about like adding a virtual background. Sorry, I just had to add that.
No, that's awesome. And then every time we talk about something, I'm going to link you to a template version of what I'm talking about. So in the chat is a template. Feel free to use it. Have at it. Okay. So speaking of templates, Zoom has templates for everything. So what we usually use this for, and I'm just going through what we use Canva for. We use Canva for our speaker announcements. So this is just something I threw together. I went into Elements. I put, a little picture frame in there, and then I put text and stuff like that. And I just reuse this over and over again throughout the year with different information in it. And then I have this, I don't think it's this one. It might be Kathy's. But we also use it to announce the boards of directors. So where is that one? Is it? Here's the template. So this is the template I just sent you. So this is the Heartland Board of Directors. But this is just to show you kind of some of the stuff you can do to play around. Again, I took this first slide that I created, I made a copy of it, and then I rotated where the headshot was. So when it rotates through on Instagram, if you're doing a video or if you're posting these all at the same time and you're sliding through them, it alternates, so it keeps the viewer kind of interested in it. And all these colors I just pulled out, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So basically, I went through and I was like, okay, we need a headshot. So I went into Elements and I go down to Frames. All these frames here are free. And they let you auto-populate a picture. So basically what happens is you take this frame, you click it, and it's just going to come up. And then you resize it to whatever you want it to be. And you have this template now, so you don't have to do this, but this is just how you would do it. And then you go to your uploads and you look for the pretty picture, you click it and you slide it over, and it automatically puts in whatever shape that element was that you put onto Canva. So, which is kind of nice, because then you can make sure that they're all the same size and you don't have like, you know, the treasurer's picture is bigger than the president's and then you get somebody upset. And then like, let's say this is your background. I think I literally went to Pixabay and was like, Heartland. And I found this pretty like field. And you want it to match, you want the color scheme to match the background. If that's the case, I put a little like element, it's just a block. So let me just do it. Let's just go through it. Even though I gave you the templates, let's just go through it. So I'm like, okay, here's my text. You can see it because the background's light enough. Sometimes the background's not light enough. Like you have this house behind here. But if you want to accent these people, you go into elements and you click off of frames, and I go into shapes. And so I usually always use this rectangle or this square shape. And look, it's already trying to match my color scheme. You just click into it, and then you can just resize it to whatever you want it to look like. And then if you go up here to the color, it'll open up your color palettes. So here are all those palettes that I have, but you have saved, right? So here's your chapter logo color palette. And then if you keep scrolling down, it even gives you recommended color palettes based off of what is on the image. So I have the Heartland chapter logo on here, so it's pulled those colors. I have this 2021 graphic on here, and it's pulled those colors, and then it's pulled colors from the background. I think that it would pull color. Yeah. So if you go to see all, it's going to pull colors from everything that's on this whole thing. So it's pulling colors from all the headshots. You know, if you wanted it to specifically match this person and what they're wearing, you can just take colors from their template. It's fastic. I mean, it's fantastic. Like it's super quick, and like I don't know how the heck it does this because Photoshop doesn't do this this quickly. But you got a lot of options just by playing around. But again, I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of templates that you can use and then at the very end, I'm gonna give you something that you really want. So you just gotta stick around with me. But feel free to use them. You know, these announcements, people like to see their face, especially when they're not seeing people in person. And my one recommendation for anything that you're going to put on social is make the picture the biggest thing, because people really like, if they see their face and they're like, oh, I look so great. Like, and they're going to reshare it. And anything that they reshare brings people back to your page, which is super helpful. So that's how I kind of created these. And I sent you the template for that.
And remember, we've got a lot of these background images in Media Valley too. So like houses and things like that. So really good backgrounds for you to get that others don't have access to. So make sure you're checking Media Valley and you can put them into here too. And again, just upload the pictures. But Rachel, really quick, will you just go to the photos button and do like a search of something, it doesn't matter.
So these are all the sunset pictures. Let's say I was like, I don't have a paid account. You can search by free and click apply filters. And we're going to get into color searching later a little bit too, just so you know how to do it. But yeah, you can always search for the free images, and they have a lot of free images. And also Pixabay, PIXIBAY.com. They have a bunch of free images and videos for you to use as well. And then just really quickly, so these little things right here that's popping up behind his head, this is just it's just an element. It's I think it's a sticker. Yeah, it's a sticker. And basically you just click it and it comes up and it moves. Like, so if you downloaded this as an MP4 and you set like the timing on it, you know, if you wanted it, because like up here's the timing, right? You set the timing to be fast, but you posted it like a video onto Instagram or on Facebook, or you sent it out in an email to be clicked to go to YouTube or whatever, like this will animate on the image. If you download them as as like PNGs or JPEGs, this will stop animating, but it will still be there. So just be careful of that. And then like, let's say like he's amazing going to space, but I don't want it in front of his face. So you go up to position and you click backward and it'll just go behind his head. Now, these elements will not go behind the background. So your background is always going to be your furthest back location. So you shouldn't lose anything. Does that make sense?
Will you click over that position piece again? I just want to mention one more thing with that too that I've found really useful.
Yes.
Is they have an alignment. So you can see right there, there's the top, the middle, the bottom, center, right? So if you're trying to get things to align correctly, that's a really good feature to be able to use as well for whether it's text. Most of the time I'm using it with text options to make sure that they're aligned.
Top, middle, bottom, center, right? And you can always go back, right? Like you're like, oh wait, I liked it better over here. You know, you can just keep moving it around. It's pretty awesome. You really can't screw up with Canva. You really can't. You can just play around with it. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through the rest of these little things for what we use it for. I do recommend doing a little announcement of your board with these templates. I think that they really like it. It's been pretty successful. We do them just as images, and we do them like 2 of the board members a week within the first quarter, and put like all the text for them in the actual social post. So no text on the image is for those ones. But okay, so the other thing we use this for is our headers for our events. So I created this where'd it go? Okay, apparently I've been doing too many things lately. Here we go. So I created this template for our events. We use this for our emails. This is the Facebook event header size. So we use it for Facebook, so I don't have to do like multiple things. And these are all just with element boxes. So I can go in, you know, we got the next program. I have the information for the speakers. It's just a text box with a square behind it to highlight the text. You can edit this. I sent you the template so you can use it if you want to. We usually don't have more than 3 speakers, but you can easily modify this and just, you know, take out a speaker if you have 2 and just resize it and stuff. So that's kind of how we've been getting away with this for our social media posts and for our board events. And then here is the board template for Heartland for you guys if you want that. Okay, so let's get into, you know how when you're on Instagram and maybe when you're on Instagram and you see a scroll, right? And it's like a leading scroll where like something is going off the page, and when you scroll, it's then on the next image. So I figured out how to do that, and I created a template for it, and I'm going to give it to you guys because I think it's helpful to keep people on your page. So this is the scroll. And I know it doesn't look like much. I'm going to show, I created one just for you because I couldn't think about something that I actually needed it for. So I made a dummy one, which I think you're going to find hilarious. But I always do show rulers and I do show guides. So here are the guides. So here's the template for you where you can like put an arrow here if you wanted, where it's like bleeding off the page. And I'm going to give this to you right now so you can see what I'm talking about and follow along if you want. But yeah, so basically how you would use this is for something like like this. So let me show the rulers so you can, or the guides. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit because this is kind of wide. So like this, like how you have the arrow like kind of drifting off, okay? And then you have, you know, the other slides to go through what you're talking about. It keeps people on your page. Instagram loves it when people scroll through your scroll. It pushes your page a little bit more. This would actually look kind of cool on Facebook too. I think if you put it up right as individual images. I'm gonna show you how to have this extracted. There's a cool place called pinetools.com, which I'm gonna post in the chat really quick. So basically you would go to this, you download it, like, right, you're done. It's beautiful. I love it. Gen Z, I don't understand you. So I had to look up all of your slang from TikTok because I don't want to feel like an old lady. So I made myself a little cheat sheet. And then I'm going to go, how do I get this to like hide floating meeting controls? Okay. Oh, so much better. Okay. So then you go to pinetools.com. Let's just click it. pinetools.com/split image. So this Pine Tools website is a recent discovery of mine. Thank you, TikTok. There's a bunch of things you can do on here for free. Like it'll automatically like resize things for you. If you go to the main like Pine Tools homepage, you can see all of these like weird options. But to cut this image into 5 pieces, because it was 5, it's a 5 scroll page thing, right? You select horizontally and then JPEG, and then quality of blocks are equal widths, and then I put 5 in here. I'm pretty sure it's horizontal. I always get screwed. Math. This is kind of math for me. So then you go split image, and it automatically generates 5 images for you in order. So they're enabled in order, and I think it was horizontal. Is it horizontal or is it? Yeah, it was horizontal. So make sure you select horizontal, because I did vertical one time and I got these like thin strips and I was like, what did I do wrong? So it's horizontally, and then it automatically splits it for you. So if you, let me bring this over, let me download a couple more and then share it. Oh, come back, hello. Now I can't find my share screen, but I can show it to you in Canva. So if I go over here and I'm like, okay, great, I have the image now. I can go like this. So it cut my image. This is just a JPEG that I downloaded that I'm pulling over here because I can't find my toolbar anymore. So it cut my image into a little square block for Instagram that I can then put next to each other to create a scroll. And I gave you a template. So you don't have to go through any of the ruler markup. You don't have to do anything. If you want a scroll image, if you're like, hey guys, do you want to do a scroll image? I know how to do that. Use the template. So I only have a couple more things. Canva Present. So I have a couple of
Question.
Yeah.
Can you go back to the one that you just did of the scroll for Instagram?
Oh,
So
yeah.
would you like, so for Instagram, you know how you can have like several pictures that you post up and then the little buttons at the bottom where you can see the other pages. So would you put all the pictures in the one square on Instagram and Canva, or would you do like the 5, like duplicate the page and put each of the pictures on the separate pages that you duplicate, if that makes sense?
I'm really confused. So what can you ask what do you mean separate pages?
So, okay, you know how when you went back to the scroll page?
Yeah.
So that's like one picture, but if you wanted to break it up, like how you did with the 5 boxes, would you put them on 5? Like, you know how you can duplicate the pages in Canva?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how you made them 5 separate images. Would you put all 5 on the separate duplicate pages? Or would you just put them all in the one, like have it all combined, and then would it show like that on Instagram though?
Yeah, so this is just for you to design it. So this template is just for you to design so you can kind of see where those breaks are going to be on Instagram. Okay. I would take this and go over to the Pine Tools thing and make Pine Tools separate them for me, because as soon as I go away from this template, these grid lines are going to go away. And these grid lines are set up exactly 1080 pixels apart.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so I would design it this way so I can kind of see where the break is going to happen, and then I would then take it and break it up. I mean, I bet you could easily like take a line tool. So, oh God, that's way too much. So you can take a line tool like this one and put it there so you know where the break is. If you just wanted to download it and crop it and save it 5 times, like if you didn't want to go into Pine Tools, you're like, this is confusing because it's really confusing. You just download it and then you can cut it kind of like you would with scissors, just like in Photoshop or in Paint even, and just save them as 5 different images. But I would lay it out on something like this template because for me, like the math of, I mean, you could easily do it, but then you have to have the first design open next to the second design so you can see exactly where the element arrow was. And I just think it'll take you more time, I think, in the long run. Yeah.
That makes sense. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. We're all experimenting here, okay? This is all just a giant experiment. And yes, a PNG is a higher quality image versus a JPEG to download, and a PNG will also transfer transparent files. So if you like, let's say you have your chapter logo and you buy a paid version of Canva, or you have a system that will let you remove a background on a photo. If you download it as a PNG, it will just keep that frame of that photo. So for example, what I'm talking about, because I'm visual, so let me help. I did, so we did these images for a website, right? So we had like the people's faces next to their information on the contact us page. And so basically what you could do in Canva with the paid version is you could, this is the whole reason why I bought the paid version, because I was doing this for a bunch of employees in Photoshop and I was like, I should just buy this. You can remove the background from the, make sure you're not you can pull the background off. And so when you download it, it just has this person's head. So when you go, like, I don't know if you've seen that on websites. We'll just go to this company. So basically you can do this where their website background or whatever you're working with shows through. So even though the image was created this way with a white background, if you remove the background and have it be transparent and download it as a PNG, then you can re-upload it and it'll show the background so it looks like it's floating. Is the goal. So thank you for the PNG comment, Kelly or Emily. I'm sorry. And then am I missing anything from the chat? I'm getting all these little notifications about chat.
Nope, should be good.
Okay. So a couple. So Canva present. So I have a couple of members who are going to be doing like a chair board onboarding thing, and I want them to record themselves, going through some slides. So Canva can do this for you. They have a bunch of templates for it. If you want, you just go under I think it's like presentation. Yeah, so you just click presentation and then they will give you a bunch of options. Now, these are cool because there's more than one image here. So you kind of pick a theme like, oh, I like this one. And then they have a bunch of slides for you that you can edit based off that theme. Like, oh my God, bun in the oven. Oh, I didn't even know I picked that one. I do not. But you can edit this and then and make it your own, right? So that's pretty cool. So, but basically, here's the really cool thing. So I have this. So what I could do is I could share. Okay, here's the presentation committee chair who's going to record this for me. I need you to record yourself doing it, and you can do that in Canva for free. So basically, what you do is you go up here to present, or you go up here to the 3 dots, see, and you click present and record, okay? And you go to recording studio. And what this is gonna bring up, oh yeah, because I'm on Zoom. So it can't access my stuff, but basically what it's gonna bring up is a little circle of you. It's a circle, it's very modern, of your video, and you connect to your microphone. And basically what you can do is you can record the whole thing. You can record yourself talking, you can click through the slides, and all that gets saved is the slides and your face right in the corner. And then from there, you can edit it however you want. Like if the speaker like says a bad word, you can edit that out in another program. But what it'll do is after you're done recording is it'll give you the option to save it in Canva or share it via a link. So you can just have your committee chair send you a link to their pre-recorded version. And I think that this is on the free version of Canva. This present and record, I'm pretty sure, is on the free version. So it's another alternative to versus, you know, I would have to set up a Zoom meeting for them and then I would have to record it. And then there's that awkward, like, I'm here, but I'm not here. Like, please don't bring me into this. And then you can't have another meeting at the same time. And then this way they can do it on their own time. So it's kind of a cool feature. Okay, and then just a couple more things. I'm going really slowly today. I'm sorry. The color wheel. So Canva has a color wheel option here. So if you go here to the color wheel, you can select a color that you're working with, and then it'll suggest a complementary color. So like, let's say you're stuck on designing, you're like, I don't know, like our logo's blue. You know, it's kind of funny that like when you select blue, the complementary color is kind of like this yellow color because that's all of our logos. So I wonder if somebody did this, but it's just kind of helpful if you're like stuck, you're like, I don't know what color goes with this, or you can't pull a color out of something, but it'll give you some suggestions, which I think is kind of cool. And then now we're going to go into just a couple more things. So I made these ones for you. So these are a few of my favorite fonts. And I have this template for you right here. So you can use it or keep it if you hate them, you hate them. But so these are a few of my favorite fonts, and I'm using this to show you a different feature that's on here too. Just like the reorganize button, there's a tidy up button. So like, let's say I'm like, oh, I really need all these in order, but I don't want to like struggle right here with these little pink dots to tell me that they're all in line, right? You just highlight all of them, go up to position and click tidy up. And then you can do that with the text too. Highlight all the text, go up to position, tidy it up. I use this all the time. So, and then these are some of my favorite fonts that play well online. And then I also have some of my favorite elements that I'll share with you. Where is it? Where'd it go? So these are some of my favorite elements to search for. Okay, and so they have their name on top of what the element is, and I will share that here with you too, so you don't have to remember. But I love looking for these because for some reason, these are just so much fun. And there's a lot you can do with them. So like, I mean, blob, like what couldn't you design with one of those? Like, I mean, it's just fantastic. So I just kind of like put some of my favorite little searches and some of the stuff that I'm seeing online, you know, from really good social accounts. If you're looking for a really great social account, my favorite one in California is the Greater Inland Empire. They have a great social media manager and all of their stuff looks so good. And I totally copy them. And AJ, I don't care if you're on here, I totally copy you. So that's a really good one. And so these are just some of my favorite elements, and I sent you the link to it. If you want to use it, great. If not, no worries. And then this was just another color palette example for finding, what was I going to show here? Oh, I already did it in the other one. Just like finding colors complementary to like the images that are on your current screen. And then, so I did tell you I'd have a game changer for you. So let's say you're like, Rachel, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. I don't have time to be creative. I don't have time to do social media. I don't have any time for this. Here you go. Here you go. You have 20 bucks? Go to Etsy. Go to Etsy and search Canva templates or search social media. I think I searched social media templates Canva. They have full suites that you can use. You just buy them. They have most of them are editable in Canva. They will send it to you. You can customize it. I mean, it's fantastic. It's really fantastic. So if you're like, I'm not artsy, I don't have the time to play with this, none of your templates are what I'm looking for, go to Etsy. Etsy has everything. And then here are a couple of my other links that I'm going to give you guys for stuff that I use on the daily. So this first link that I'm sending you is Pixabay Videos. That has the free videos from Pixabay if you're looking for videos for any of your content. I also included the images search. Upsplash is just like Pixabay, but a lot of the images, they might be higher quality, but they require you to note who gave you them. So if you're putting them on your website, you just need to say provided by, with the content creators information. So that's why I tend to go to Pixabay. This is a cursor. So this third one down after Upsplash, this is a cursor library. So if you're trying to give a presentation or you want like a more fun cursor, you can download one of these and go into your control panel settings and upload a different cursor. So I don't know. Mine is normally a Pokeball, but I decided today it was probably not a good idea. This is Team Viewer. This is remote access. We're hearing this go around a lot with our managers, but also with people who have elderly relatives who can't get on the internet, don't know how to understand Zoom. This is a free service where you can log into their computer, basically. It's called VPNing in. They give you control of their computer from a remote location, and then you can do things for them. So this is a free service that is pretty cool if you need it. And then finally, one of my favorite ones is, I don't know if this is going to bring it up because okay, cool. This is the YouTube Creator Studio, the audio library. These are all free music. So whenever we make a video for the chapter, I will usually go in here and try and find something I like, and then I'll download it because it's free. And I'll put it as a track to some of our stuff. But also if you have let's say you have a break for one of your Zoom meetings and you leave it up, you could always play this in the background because it's free music. You can share just your computer sound and play this in the background. It keeps people more engaged. People tend to like it more. I'm going to start doing them at my board meetings because I feel like they need some variety.
To share your computer sound only, you'll open up the screen share option, which comes up like this. You will then go to the advanced setting and select computer audio. This will automatically share your computer sound. You then hit share.
Just free audio sound things, like if you're doing a game online, or even if you just want to download, these are all free, like Buzzer, or some of these are not great, so be careful, this is the internet. But all of these are free to download. You just download them. But I found this recently and thought it could be useful for something, so I thought I'd share it. So if you are on your phone, let's say you're doing a mobile app and you're previewing a page, or you're on your website and you're previewing a page, if you screenshot it, like you do a screenshot on your phone, you can save the full page as a PDF document and email it to yourself. Mind blown, because I was constantly screenshotting and then scrolling down to where the next part was and screenshotting. No, your phone now, at least on Apple, I'm not sure, your phone, if you screenshot a web page, it'll give you the option for the full page and it'll just automatically make it for you, or you can select just that one screenshot. But that was something that I learned on TikTok the other day too.
Guys, I learned something on TikTok the other day and it worked, so I want to share it with you guys. So on Instagram, I posted a photo, this product photo, and I got over 500 likes. Normally my product photos don't get too many likes, and I'll even show you my previous post that is similar to this, only got 265 likes compared to the 500. So let me show you how I did this. You're gonna go back to the picture, click on these three dots, and then click edit. And then you're going to click edit alt text, which is right here. Then you're going to type out what your customers might be searching for. So for me, I did personalized and customized modern ceramic dog bowl. And then you click save. And then you're going to see a lot of engagement and a lot more likes on this photo. So I've been sleeping out on this, and I'm going to start doing this to all my photos on Instagram now. Hope you enjoy.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really understand, but I fell down this hill. Now I got glue on my hands and I got records on my fingers. Records on my fingers, I got records on my fingers, and I just
I don't know how to do the hashtag hack. Here it is.
Sorry, so really quickly, because that's really fast. So I have to watch these all the time. So I'm going to send this video over with my set list. But basically, the Instagram one, it'll push your content to more people looking at that same content. And so you can do this on your Instagram post. That second video is a website for looking up keywords, right? And seeing what other people are looking for in regards to that keywords, or what's being talked about on the internet in regards to that. So you could put homeowner association in there and see what the internet is talking about. It's kind of interesting to use if you're doing like a think tank with your committees or something like that. So that's why I shared that specifically. This next one that you're going to see is how to like generate your hashtags, because I constantly have to re-put in my like think CAI, we are CAI, CAI CNC, building better communities. So there's a way on your phone to load it as like an auto-populated word. So this is what this TikTok is going to do, and I'll send you this video so you guys can see it. But I'll just play it because I couldn't do it myself.
So basically all you have to do is select your hashtags, go to general, settings, keyboard, text replacement, add in your phrase, those are the hashtags, and then just add in a shortcut name. So I put hashtag New York City, then go test it out, go to put a comment, type in hashtag New York City, and then your hashtags will pop up.
Things you didn't know you could do in Canva, part 9. Create a professional looking signature to put at the bottom of all of your emails. Click create a design and do custom size. I did 600 by 200. I added a frame to put my picture in, did my logo. I added a thin line right here. To get all of these social media icons, click elements. Once it's ready, download as a PNG with a transparent background. Go into your email settings, scroll down to where it says my signature
And upload it. So all the stuff that I have shown you, I have stolen. Okay, I said that from the beginning, but that's where I get some ideas from, is these TikTok people, like, and it's fast, right? And I'm super visual. So like, I'm like, oh, okay. So like I'll save the video and then I'll go back in and really slowly watch it and pause it. So I see what they're doing because they're so fast. Like that hashtag check, I had to watch that one like 5 times, but basically you can create your own keyboard shortcut for like a bunch of things. It's awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Rachel. I think this was fantastic. I think this will help immensely. And again, if you guys have any other questions or any other thoughts of things that would be helpful for us to do these types of sessions with, please, let us know, and we'll take care of that. So thank you guys so much for coming today.
If you have any questions, please contact a member of the Chapter Relations team or emails chapterlearning@caionline.org.